Hello everybody, welcome to ScrapHappy. Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. If you've been here a while, you know my life is changing a little bit with work situation, and so I haven't been here on YouTube much lately. I am here today with a scrapbook layout, and I'll chit chat a little bit as we go about what's been happening in my work life and give you the inside details. So let's go ahead and change the camera and get started. Alright, I have this stack of layouts here, and despite me being quiet with producing YouTube videos, I have been doing some scrapbooking through the month of May, and the first few layouts here are up on my channel already, so you can go see more details on those if you want. This is a graduation layout for my middle kid who is graduating with their master's degree, and they're tired, just very, very tired. The graduation hasn't actually happened yet, so I have a photo placeholder until we actually do that event. So this one was based on a class offered over to the ScrapHappy membership, and that is where my life has changed. I am now the owner of ScrapHappy, and so I will be talking about it a lot. I'm trying not to be a pushy salesperson, but you will hear me mention it, and if it's not for you, you can just ignore me. I don't mind. I know it's not for everybody. So this one is up on my channel if you want more details, and this one I did with my Spellbinders kit of the month and my Alta New kit in the month. So Spellbinders with some flowers and this kind of seed packet design that I turned into a window frame. And then Alta New had this little homey scene, and then I created some curtains to create a window to make a his and hers layout about how my husband is the tidy one and I am the messy one. So that's not often what you hear the complaints about marriage being. I take full responsibility for my messy ways. Doesn't mean I clean them up, but you know, I take responsibility. All right, this one is also up on my channel. It is a layout that's very interactive, has lots of little tags that pull out. The intention is to have a photo of one of my aunts and uncles on the front and then some journaling on the back side. Well, heck, I can pull that out and show a little bit of journaling on the back side. I'm not going to show off everybody because I don't necessarily have permission to show off everybody, but there you go. That is a layout about aunts and uncles with a big interactive element, and that one I think you would have to watch the video to to be able to reproduce if you're interested in. This one I did on my Mystery Box Makes series, which is a live series that happens once a month where I pull out mystery crafting supplies, and it could be anything from like silicone mats to hold inks all the way up to beautiful stencils. So this time I got really lucky with this just gorgeous stencil, and I had a fabulous time doing this stenciled background. And this one was all about some special sparkly syrup, and yes, that is real sparkle in the syrup itself. And again, that one is up on my channel. Moving on to some things that I did specifically for ScrapHappy. I co-hosted our INSD event starting in May, and that's kind of been the starting of my hosting duties for our live streams over there. And I created this one on one of our live streams, which happens to be a free event live stream. So if you want to join me for more layout process videos in another place, I will leave you links down below so you can find us. And that one is just once a month also. This one so happened that the kit that we were using during the live stream had this bingo card ephemera piece, And so off the top of my head, I decided to go ahead and scrap the bingo game that we were doing for International Scrapbook Day. So that is where this project came from.
Time to go.
Okay, let me wrap up real quick. So that is where this project came from. And then after I finished that stream, maybe a couple days later, I did another layout with the same kit. So there were lots of pretty florals in there, and then I used some of the bits and pieces left over from other parts of the paper, and I scrapbooked about how I am taking over the ScrapHappy membership group. So this one is celebrating that big change in my life, and I really liked how this layout came together. This one I did for the load challenge over at ScrapHappy. We do a challenge where we do a layout a day, and this was my layout featuring the not so great parts of menopause, meaning I now have to shave my face because I am that kind of menopause lady. And then this one, I think I might have shown already. I'm not quite sure, but this one was based on a class, again, over at ScrapHappy. And we created this background, and then I made it in my own background in colors that would work for my photos, which happens to be a Christmas layout. So I didn't need any specific Christmassy items, except for I did make a couple of Christmas trees, and I made those myself. And just using the color and a celebratory pattern helped bring this layout together. So that was that. And then finally is my last layout from my design team work with the Counterfeit Kit Challenge. And I had to let that design team go as I'm moving over to taking on the ScrapHappy duties because I just couldn't do both. I thought about it, but I just couldn't. At any rate, this was using my May kit from the Counterfeit Kit Challenge, and I wanted to highlight a story of my daughter juggling butter. And the picture is not great because have you ever tried to take a picture of things in motion in low light? It doesn't work well. So I created a little spotlight with this paper technique to show off her juggling that butter. And I had intended to get this process video up on my channel, and so far I haven't. But I still have that video footage, so I intend to get it up for you guys to check out if you want to learn more about making a little spotlight technique. All right, let's switch back over to my face. I'm going to say thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I really do plan on being here at least once a week in the future, and I'm still trying to rev up that engine as life has shifted around here. And in the meantime, if you want to see a little bit more of me, you can find our ScrapHappy YouTube channel, which I will link down below for that free crop session once a month. So until I see you next time, I hope you have an artful day. Goodbye.